So what is it that you enjoy about doing Tai Chi and Qigong?
Well, it's a lifetime. It's a lifetime practice you can never wear out, for one thing, and so it's an exercise that, I'm 74, so by the time I can do this the rest of my life, and in a very beneficial way. But that's not why I started. I started because I had a bad hip, and it was turning me into a clumsy, sedentary, much older man than I wanted to be. And I had traveled in the Orient, and I saw Tai Chi on the street corners. And so then we heard about this class that was offered, so my wife and I started. I did that a year before when I finally made my mind up to get the hip replaced, found the right guy. Then I did that for almost a year before hip replacement, and it was incredibly beneficial. And in terms of recovery time, it was, if I hadn't done that, it would have been a whole lot different surgery, post-surgery. But so that's how I got started, and now I'm hooked.
What is it that keeps bringing you back if you're hooked?
Well, it builds your balance improves dramatically. You don't. I always worked out, I've exercised everything, to stay strong, but you don't realize it. But once you begin to get the subtleties of Qigong and Tai Chi, then you build a lot of strength. Not the bodybuilding kind of strength exactly, but a lot of physical strength. But I'd say that just balance, grace, agility, it does incredible things that way.
So someone looking at it and thinking, it doesn't look like anything's happening because they're comparing it to Western exercises and people doing, jumping jacks or whatever. What would you say to those people?
Well, they're only going to do that a little bit, and for the most part, extreme exercise is proving to be not very healthy. And the punishment, for instance, athletes who work out strenuously and then get beat up too, which is another part of it, and runners, they don't live as long as a lot of people do. So I think the advantage is that you can. This is something you can perfect in a lifetime, even if you started when you were 6. Because there's no end to it, and so it just becomes, and I'm only scratching the surface. We're just mastered the first, the 32 movements in Tai Chi that they teach in this particular class, and just scratching Qigong. So I can go on, and you can actually, if you learn it right and you listen, you can actually create it. You can actually create your own. You can create your own movements and in your own routines to some degree.
So you're not just following rules; you actually get to be creative.
You can be. You can be. I'm not to the point where I should do that yet, but yeah.
But you can see it.
I can see it. Oh yeah. And to some degree, you do customize. When you get through like the 32 steps they're using in the form that they're teaching, sometimes you begin to realize that you do individualize it a little bit. And it has to do with your physique, has to do with your body, your limitations, all the abuse that you put yourself through to get my age, and things like that. I've got a lot of Class A personality friends, that Western Class A personality friends, and they I don't believe very few will ever adapt to develop the patience. We want instant gratification. 2.5 years later, with a lot of benefit in between, I'm neophyte, but with no limitations, just because of age.